Welcome to NewsHour from the BBC World Service. Hello, I'm James Menendez. Russia's attack on Ukraine moves into a second week. In Mariupol, a strategic port near the Russian border, people are trapped by intense shelling. We'll talk to the city's deputy mayor.
We are in a kind of humanitarian crisis because in city we don't have electricity, we don't have water supply, we don't have sanitary system. The city is blocked from three sides by Russian army.
Meanwhile, Kherson becomes the first Ukrainian city to fall to the Russians. We'll hear from a young woman there.
The Russian troops are scared of us. They see that they haven't been greeted with flowers and gifts, and they see the hate in our eyes.
The Russian government's again defended its invasion. The Ukrainian president says Moscow will have to pay for the destruction it's causing. All of that and more coming up after the news.
Hello, this is Julie Candler with the BBC News. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has promised that Russia will be made to pay financially for the destruction it's causing his country. In a video statement, he vowed that every house and street in Ukraine would be restored. The Russian onslaught is continuing, as Lise Doucette reports from the Ukrainian capital.
Here in Kiev, the streets remain eerily empty. Russia's mammoth armoured column still sits ominously on the capital's edge. They're shelling the strategic port of Mariupol. The shooting does not stop, lamented the city's mayor, saying the wounded could not be rescued and residents have no electricity or running water. There's no sign Russia is ready to stop this onslaught from all directions.
Speaking to the BBC, the deputy mayor of Mariupol, Serhiy Orlov, accused the Russians of targeting civilian infrastructure, but he insisted Ukrainian authorities remained in control of the city.
They are still defending the city, so the fighting contact line goes by the borders of the city. So internally, city is totally controlled by Ukrainian police and army, and the fighting is around the city because the city is blocked from three sides. We can say that we are surrounded by Russian troops.
A second round of talks between Ukrainian and Russian delegations is due to begin shortly in Belarus. A Ukrainian negotiator said his country's minimum goal was an agreement to set up humanitarian corridors. The UN says at least 1 million people have now fled. Russia has struck with a range of demands, including that Ukraine agrees to demilitarize and accept Crimea as Russian territory. Refugees from Russia's war in Ukraine continue to flee west into the European Union and Moldova. EU interior ministers are meeting in Brussels, where they're expected to approve proposals to give Ukrainians temporary protection across the bloc. This would allow them residence permits and grant rights to healthcare and education. On a visit to a refugee centre on Hungary's border with Ukraine, the Hungarian Prime Minister put the onus on Russia, with whom he traditionally enjoys close relations, to stop the war. Nick Thorpe